In this video, I'm going to talk about a Power Platform Catalog Manager. Now, what is a Power Platform Catalog Manager? It's a repository to publish and maintain Power Platform components within your organization. So there's a concept of centralized catalog management. It's a model driven app, basically, and it has to be installed from app source. It's a new app, it's currently in preview, and I'm pretty much sure more bells and whistles will be added by Microsoft in the upcoming cadences. Now, this app is basically a centralized catalog management system. So, in your organization, if there are many people or many citizen developer building an app, now if they want to share an app between department or maybe between business units, they can create all those reusable components or solutions or any other components which can help other team members to extend the functionality. So basically, it is main focus is on reusing the components across an organization. Now, this app has some functionality in place. It's basically operated by admin, approvers, installers, and submitters. Now, this app works across multiple environments. So you can install this app in multiple environment. But I would highly recommend that within your organization, you just install it on one environment because we just want one catalog manager for an organization. However, the use case for multiple catalog managers within the same Power Platform tenant may be used if there are various business units or departments spread across different geographies. Okay, so now there are pack commands available. So you have a Power Platform CLI available for managing the catalog management, which I'm going to walk through in the next few minutes. This catalog manager has an auditing, governance, and compliance capabilities as well. Currently, this is free in preview, but post GA, I think this will be a part of the managed environments ecosystem. Okay, so how does the cataloging process works? Okay, so now you have say if in your organization, if someone say built a solution, or maybe if they build some app, and if they create some custom component. Okay, now if they want, they can submit into a catalog manager. Okay, now what is the purpose of submitting to a catalog manager is that it goes into some centralized repository, and within that repository, maybe a set of admins or an approver can approve or validate those component and put it in their store. Okay, so the catalog manager is some kind of an internal store for your organization. End users, who are the consumers, they will discover these components and they will acquire this component. Okay, so they will acquire this component as a part of install. Okay, so if you see this chain, you first create that component, you submit into the catalog manager, and then this is approved by the administrator. The components get discovered by end users or citizen developers, and then they install this within their environment. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through those entire chain of process shortly. Okay, now how do we get this application? Okay, Power Platform Catalog Manager. So the first step is go to your environment. Okay, so I'm in my environment. Now, what I'm going to do is like there are multiple ways to go to the App Store, but I'm in a Power Platform Admin Center. I might go to Resources, Dynamics 365 Apps. Okay, and I'll click on App Source, Open App Source. The moment I do that, I will find a lot of apps in my App Source. But if I type in Catalog Manager, I may not find any result, okay, because currently it is not searchable within the App Store. So I'll provide you a direct link through which you can directly navigate to the App Source app. Okay, so this is how that App Source app look like. Okay, now what you need to do, you just need to click on Get It Now. Once you do that, this app will get like provisioned within your environment. Once that app is provisioned, you can go ahead and then install the app. So let's assume now currently it's installed in my environment, but you may find it over here, and then you can select that app and then you can click on install. Okay, Now, as this is already installed in my environment, you can see catalog in Power Platform Manager details over here. Okay, so this is the version which I have currently. Now, first step is install the Power Platform Catalog Manager. Once that is done, under apps, okay, so you need to be in the right environment. Under apps, you will see this app, a model driven app. Okay, so I've installed this 4 days ago. Okay, so this is a Power Platform Catalog Manager model driven app. Now, how does this app looks like? This will look something like this. Okay, so this is that launcher window, and if I click on this, this is how the app looks like. So it has various components. Okay, so it has various sections. One is an approval section, whereby if someone submits a component within your organization, it will go through some stage gate process. Okay, so it will go through some approvals, and then once it is approved, it will be stored in the catalog. Okay, and if someone wants to consume this component, then they technically will be installing that within their environment. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through this entire process. Okay, so so first thing first, what you need to do is like you need to have Power Platform CLI installed. Okay, so now I'm logged into my command prompt, and just to verify whether my CLI pack CLI is installed or not, I just say pack, and then it gives us some result. So if it doesn't give you any result, then you need to install Power Platform CLI. Okay, and you need to properly authorize it. Okay, now I'm not going to go through that step, but I'll just show you what I meant. So if I just to pack auth list, it will list down my environment details. Okay, I logged in, I've created that authorizations, and that's why you see this. Now this is a very important step whereby you are authorized and authenticated in your environment. Okay, now there is a command so called as pack catalog. Okay, let's see what this command is. So pack catalog will list down all the options available within it. So one is list, submit, install, status, create, submission. Okay, now if I say pack catalog list, okay, it will list down all the catalog within my organization or a tenant. Okay, so it is connecting to my environment. It is listing all the published catalog items for the current Dataverse organization. So currently I have two solutions installed. When you start fresh, you will have nothing. Okay, so you will not see any entry over here, but I have already worked on it. That's why I'm seeing this entry. Okay, now the first step before we even do anything, okay, what we should do is first create something to publish. Okay, so let me go back into this solution area and let me create one solution. Okay, so I'll create a solution called as say, I don't get any, say let me call it as 5 June 2023. Okay, and maybe I'll select my publisher, and this is my solution. Okay, now I won't create any application, but I will use the existing app which is already provisioned within my organization. Okay, this is just for demonstration purpose. So I'll just add existing, say maybe Canvas app. Okay, and let's see if I have. Okay, so maybe I will just put this. Okay, so this is my Hello World app. So now this, let's assume this is like a good component which I have created, or an app which I have created which can be reused across organization. Okay, so this is like a solution which gets created. What I'm going to do, I'm going to export the solution. Okay, and I'm going to publish all the changes what is persisting within this solution. And okay, now this solution is exported successfully 5 June 2023. What I'm going to do is I click on download. Okay. Now once I click on download, this file gets downloaded. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, now the solution which has been downloaded, I will just cut this and put it in my working directory. So my working directory is Giri-code. Okay, and I'll name this as say solution as say something called as great solution. Okay, so this is great solution.zip. Okay, so this is the solution which I have created. Now the reusable component is ready. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to submit it. But before we submit, there's one step we may need to do, is something called as create submission. Okay, so if you see here, one of the command is create dash submission. So if I say pack catalog create dash submission, what it will do, it will create a JSON file. It's a manifest file for your solution. So it's named as submission.json. Okay. So let me go into this folder and see what does that JSON file looks like. Okay. So we are going to edit it. Okay. So I'm going to open this in VS Code. Okay. Now, this is how this solution file looks like, the JSON file. Okay. Now, let me, yeah, so that's fine. I think this is quite visible. Okay. Now, this solution file will ask for business justification. So if I say business justification is for finance team productivity. Okay. Publisher detail. Now, this is also important because this is not the same publisher as Power Apps publisher. Now, this is a Power Platform Catalog publisher. Okay, so let me call this as a Girish Sweden fancy. So maybe this is some fictitious name of my company. Okay, so publisher ID, publisher display name, and what should I name the display name of the catalog? Okay, now I'll name this as say Swedish finance solve solution, something like that. And then here I will put some more description. Okay, so I'm not putting any valuable value. I'll just put some lorem ipsum text. Okay. Okay. So you have put display name, you have put description, you have put the publisher display name, business justification. Let's see what else. Okay. You need to put your first name and last name, and first name and last name for the engineer name and the support name. So let's call this as maybe say Bill Short, and maybe I'll call this as Kim Crawley. Okay. And I'll put some fictitious email address, say maybe test@test.com, and then okay, so some email address. Okay, so I've just given the engineer name, I've given the support name. Okay, nothing else is needed. I think I'll just save this. Okay, so this is my submission.json. This is a JSON manifest. Now, before I run any command, I just need to navigate you back to the application, how this application looks like. Now, see here in contacts, do we have that contact which we have just created? No, it is not there. Okay, uh, in the request, if I'm going to the request, and if I go to all approval request, I don't see anything with regards to that Sweden solution. Okay, this is all entries. Okay, so you just see three records. Now, what I'm gonna do is my solution file is ready. Okay, like if you see the solution file is this great solution.zip, and the name of JSON file is submission.json. Okay, now there's a command called as pack catalog submit. Now we're going to submit this to the catalog. Okay, let's see what the syntax is. Okay, so pack catalog submit, a couple of things are mandatory. One is the path, and another is the solution zip. Okay, now path is path to catalog submission document, and package zip is a package solution file. So the command is pack catalog submit. Okay, dash dash path. Okay, now this is that submission document path. So that was submission.json because I'm in the current directory, and the solution zip dash dash solution zip, and the file name of the solution is great solution.zip. So great solution.zip, and I run this command. Now it is going to create a package for a catalog submit request. Okay, so the solution will be packaged along with the manifest and then submitted for approval. Okay, so let's wait for some time. Yes, now it's all done. I'll see tracking ID as this. Okay, I can also track this information. What is the state of it? So maybe if I want to say pack catalog status. Okay, let's say what kind of status it is. So it will ask me what kind of status it is. So maybe I'll just say it's a, so I have my tracking ID, which is just spit it out by this last command. So I'll just copy this Let's see if it get pasted. Okay, and the type is I think it's a submit. Okay, so we have just submitted this. Okay, now what is the status of it? Okay, so it will browse through the environment and then it will give you a status that okay, the status of the submit request is submitted. Okay, now here, if I come here and if I just say refresh the screen, okay, then now I see the fourth record. Okay, that's Girish, Sweden. Okay, now what have you submitted? Okay, to the catalog manager. Now an admin will log into the system and they will look into your approval request. Let's take for example that this solution looks awesome. Admin might say the request source is coming from say make a portal, and they might say okay, its code review is completed, internal review is completed, maybe admin will save this. Then again they might come back, they might say functional validation is now completed, let's save this. And deployment is also completed, so it's all perfect, security review is completed. It's not a mandatory step, but it's good that if you can do this all. Okay, now okay, everything looks good. This is the request which has been submitted. Publisher is this. Now this publisher is coming from that JSON file which we have created. Okay, now it has also created a contact. See here, Bill Short came Crawley. Okay, so it says that oh, this is the contact info, but the contact is will still not be visible over here because this request is not yet approved. Okay, so once this request is approved, many things will happen. One is this record will get stored in the catalog. Also a contact will get created, couple of contacts. Okay, now let's verify this. Let me click on contacts and see do we have that contact created over here. uh, if you see here, there is Kim Crawley, there is Bill Short. Okay, now this contact has been created. Okay, why? Because this request has been submitted. Okay, now all this approval process is fine, but what to do next? Okay, now an admin will say okay, now everything is good, fine, status is submitted. I'll click over here and I'll say complete approval. Now this uh, solution is good to go ahead. I click on approve and the solution is now approved. Okay, now let's see what happens. This solution will get published in catalog items. Okay, so in catalog items I can see my solution. Okay, also in the publisher I will see my publisher name as well. Okay, so let's go into catalog items and see what all things we have. I have a package asset, I have the contact details. I can select the business category and say hey, this belongs to say maybe customer service. Okay, and I can save this record. Okay, and I can put some more descriptions. So these all description, name, all coming from the JSON file. Okay. Now again, coming back to the command prompt. If I again submit the same record means I'm just tracking the submit details. It should tell me that now this is all approved. Okay. So earlier it was submitted, now it is completed. So what we have done is we have completed the entire chain of cycle and published the item in the catalog. Okay. Now from here, normal developer can go browse, and if they find this item in the catalog, so let's assume they find this item in the catalog register, and then if they want to install, what they can do, they can just come here. Okay, and select this catalog item ID. Okay, so this is an important component, catalog item ID. So let me put it somewhere here. Let me store this. Okay, catalog item ID. Then what an end user can do is I'll say pack catalog install. Okay, now if you see this command, an end user will have to install this somewhere, right? Install in some environment, not that same environment. Okay, so if they have some new environment being created, so a couple of items required: pack catalog install, catalog item ID, item ID. So which is just we have copied. Okay, and the other one is target URL. Now, what is this target URL? This is all about which environment are you going to install this on? Okay, so let me go to the admin center. Now I may select some different environments. So let's go to say Girish Dev, and I'll copy the URL of this environment. copy link. And what I'm telling essentially is that this environment belongs to myself. Okay, I'm an end user and I want this catalog item to be installed. Okay, and I run this command. So what should technically happen is a submission request or a deployment request should go to the catalog manager. Okay, and you will see a request being created. Okay, so if you see in install history, a request for this Swedish finance solution has been created, and there's no install activity as of now, but over a period of time you will see a lot of information, like say dispatching the installation request to the deployment service. So in a nutshell, what we have done is we have made some items within in the catalog, and then submitted it for approval, and then this item was consumed by some developer. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching this video.